Hello everyone, welcome to my channel SW Metro official channel.
Janelle Brown has emerged triumphant in a bitter property dispute against her estranged husband, Kody Brown, while shocking evidence of deceit, manipulation, and possible financial conspiracy has come to light, exposing Kody's shameful attempts to control and disenfranchise his former spouse. For years, fans of Sister Wives have watched the disintegration of Kody's polygamous marriages, with his once devoted wives, Mary, Janelle, Christine, and Robin, slowly breaking free from his increasingly erratic and authoritarian behavior. But this latest courtroom battle has revealed far more than just marital discord. It has exposed a calculated effort by Kody to strip Janelle of her rightful share of their shared property, raising serious questions about financial transparency, emotional abuse, and even potential fraud. The judge's ruling not only vindicates Janelle but also serves as a humiliating blow to Kody, whose true colors have been laid bare in the most public way possible. The legal battle centered on the disputed ownership of the family's Coyote Pass property in Arizona, a sprawling parcel of land purchased by the Browns with the intention of building separate homes for each wife. However, as Kody's relationships with his wives deteriorated, particularly after Christine's departure in 2021, tensions over the property escalated. Janelle, who had contributed significant financial resources to the family over the years, found herself locked in a struggle to secure her fair share of the land. Kody, meanwhile, appeared determined to prevent her from gaining independence, allegedly manipulating paperwork and making unilateral decisions without her consent. Legal documents revealed that Kody had attempted to claim sole ownership of certain portions of the property, effectively cutting Janelle out of the equation, a move that the judge later deemed unconscionable and indicative of bad faith dealings. What made the case even more explosive was the emergence of evidence suggesting a coordinated effort between Kody and his only remaining legal wife, Robin, to financially isolate Janelle. Text messages and email exchanges presented in court painted a damning picture of Kody pressuring Janelle to sign documents under misleading pretenses while Robin allegedly facilitated the maneuvers behind the scenes. One particularly shocking revelation was an email in which Kody instructed an attorney to draft an agreement that would grant him disproportionate control over Coyote Pass, with Janelle's name conspicuously minimized in the paperwork. When confronted with this evidence, Kody's defense crumbled, and his claims of acting in the family's best interest were dismissed as blatantly dishonest. The judge's scathing remarks highlighted Kody's pattern of coercive behavior and his willingness to exploit marital trust for personal gain, leaving no doubt that Janelle had been deliberately wronged. For Janelle, the victory is not just legal but deeply personal. Long considered the most financially savvy of the sister wives, she had quietly endured years of Kody's domineering behavior, even as she watched him blatantly favor Robin in both emotional and financial matters. Fans of the show will recall how Janelle struggled to secure housing after the family's move to Flagstaff, at one point living in an RV while Kody and Robin enjoyed a lavish home. Her decision to stand her ground in court marks a defining moment in her journey toward independence, one that has resonated with viewers who have cheered her on as she reclaims her autonomy. In her post-trial statement, Janelle expressed relief and vindication, saying, "This was never just about land. It was about fairness, respect, and the right to have a say in my own future. No one should have to fight this hard to be treated as an equal partner." Kody, on the other hand, has been left reeling from the verdict, his reputation in tatters. Once the charismatic patriarch of a plural marriage that fascinated millions, he is now widely perceived as a manipulative and hypocritical figure who preached family unity while systematically alienating his wives. Social media has erupted with backlash, with former fans condemning his actions and celebrating Janelle's victory. Memes mocking Kody's downfall have gone viral, while commentators have drawn parallels between his behavior and that of other reality TV villains who were eventually exposed for their deceit. Even some of his former supporters have turned against him, with many pointing out the irony of a man who claimed to value loyalty above all else being caught in such a transparent scheme. The fallout from this case extends beyond the Browns' personal drama, raising broader questions about the legal and financial vulnerabilities faced by women in plural marriages. Without legal recognition for all spouses, polygamous wives often find themselves in precarious positions when relationships dissolve, particularly when assets are controlled by one dominant partner. Janelle's case highlights the importance of financial independence and legal safeguards, serving as a cautionary tale for others in similar situations. Legal experts have noted that her victory could set a precedent for future disputes involving informal marital arrangements, empowering other women to fight for their rights. As for the future of Sister Wives, the show will undoubtedly be impacted by the scandal. With Christine gone, Janelle now fully asserting her independence, and Mary increasingly distant, Kody's polygamous empire has effectively collapsed, leaving only Robin by his side. Producers are reportedly scrambling to adjust the show's narrative, as viewers are far more invested in the ex-wife's new beginnings than in Kody's diminishing authority. Some speculate that this legal defeat could even mark the end of the series, as the family's foundational dynamic has been irreparably shattered. In the end, Janelle's courtroom triumph is more than just a property win, it's a symbolic victory for anyone who has ever been marginalized, manipulated, or gaslit by a partner they once trusted. Kody's humiliation is complete, not just because he lost the case, but because the world now sees him for who he truly is, a man who valued control over compassion, and who ultimately brought about his own downfall. As Janelle moves forward with her life, free from his influence, the message is clear: justice, though delayed, cannot be denied. And for Kody Brown, the court of public opinion has rendered its verdict, shame, well-deserved and inescapable. In a stunning legal victory that has sent shockwaves through both the reality TV world and legal circles, Janelle Brown has emerged triumphant in a bitter property dispute against her estranged husband, Kody Brown, while shocking revelations of conspiracy and deceit have left Kody exposed in a scandal that could forever tarnish his reputation. After months of contentious courtroom battles, a judge ruled decisively in Janelle's favor, awarding her a significant portion of disputed assets and effectively dismantling Kody's attempts to manipulate the legal system for his own gain. The case, which began as a seemingly straightforward property division following the breakdown of their plural marriage, unraveled into a web of financial misconduct, hidden agreements, and outright deception, with Kody at the center of it all. For years, fans of Sister Wives watched as Janelle, long portrayed as the pragmatic and level-headed member of the family, struggled with Kody's increasingly erratic behavior and blatant favoritism toward his youngest wife, Robin. However, behind the scenes, the real battle was brewing over property rights, financial control, and Kody's underhanded efforts to sideline Janelle from key assets, including their shared Coyote Pass land in Arizona. Legal documents revealed that Kody, in collaboration with certain family members, had engaged in a deliberate scheme to minimize Janelle's claims, going so far as to falsify records and pressure others into signing documents under misleading pretenses. The smoking gun came in the form of a series of covert emails and text messages, presented as evidence by Janelle's legal team, which proved that Kody had conspired with a third party, allegedly a business associate with ties to Robin, to covertly shift ownership stakes in their shared properties. These communications, dating back to the early stages of their separation, showed Kody explicitly discussing ways to freeze Janelle out of financial decisions while ensuring that Robin's interests remained protected. The judge, upon reviewing the evidence, condemned Kody's actions as a clear pattern of bad faith and intentional misconduct, further ordering him to pay substantial legal fees and penalties for his attempts to obstruct justice. As the verdict was read, Kody sat stone-faced, his once boastful demeanor crumbling under the weight of public humiliation. Meanwhile, Janelle, though relieved by the outcome, expressed sadness over the betrayal, stating in a post-trial interview, "I never wanted it to come to this. All I ever asked for was fairness and respect, but Kody forced this fight by thinking he could outmaneuver the truth." Her victory is not just personal but symbolic, representing a long-overdue reckoning for a man who has spent years manipulating family dynamics under the guise of spiritual leadership. Legal analysts have since weighed in, calling the case a textbook example of how financial abuse can unfold in complex family structures, particularly in plural marriages where power imbalances are often exploited. The fallout has been swift. Kody's credibility is in tatters, his business ventures are under scrutiny, and even his staunchest defenders within the Sister Wives fandom have begun questioning his integrity. Meanwhile, Janelle's win sets a precedent for other women in similar situations, proving that the courts will not tolerate covert schemes to disenfranchise spouses, regardless of marital structure. but the drama may not be over. Rumors suggest that further legal action could be imminent, as investigators probe whether Kody's financial maneuvers crossed into criminal territory, including potential fraud or perjury. For now, though, Janelle can finally move forward, free from the shadow of Kody's control, while he faces the consequences of his own hubris. The verdict is clear: in the battle for truth and justice, Janelle has won, and Kody has lost, spectacularly and irreversibly.